Brad Loiselle wants to give his children a better life than what he had growing up. So he's trying to build his own company. But Brad has very little business experience, just a lot of business courses to his credit. Will that education translate into a good income for his family? Venture's Chris Goldrick brings us the story of a young man struggling to move up in the world.
Brad Loiselle grew up on welfare in this housing project in Ottawa.
I looked at my parents and they did the best they could, but I just hated it. Yeah, it wasn't fun. Just being so friggin' hungry all the time.
Now he's about to pitch a business deal that would mean he'd never have to go hungry again.
If all goes well, the next couple of weeks they want to put together the agreement, and put together the agreement, it's game over.
He's even convinced a former investment banker to quit his job and help.
I'm a bit of a risk taker by nature.
Brad's wife is nervous. He's maxed out his credit cards.
When she gets stressed, I see her stressed, I get more stressed. So I thought, I'll just carry the burden myself and I'll figure it out.
Watch as Brad searches for partners.
Obviously, you're not going to do it if it's not beneficial to you. We're not going to do it if it's not beneficial to us.
Makes his pitch.
You guys nervous?
And finds out if his dream becomes a reality.
I'm not a praying guy, and I prayed last night.
This is so funny. Yes.
Brad Loiselle is going for broke. Brad's product, fancy gift boxes. He's invented a way to make them stronger and better looking than Asian imports. And at about $1, they cost about the same.
Holy cow!
He sells them in dozens of dollar stores, mostly in Ottawa. And he's rushing to see a customer now.
He said they are selling, but they're not selling as much as gift bags.
Not selling? No kidding.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm just finding it frustrating trying to get it into the right position in the stores, and managers just don't want to give up that space.
His gift boxes, they're hidden in the back. But Brad knows this problem is peanuts. In a week, he'll be pitching a deal that could launch his business into the big time.
And you know what? I keep kicking myself in the butt to come down to earth because I think, okay, this is real, this is real, this is real. It's so big.
Brad needs a big break. Back at his warehouse, his 4 employees are making hundreds of thousands of boxes, and he's got Brian, his marketing manager, searching for sales. But so far, most of those sales have been to individual dollar stores. It's meant a shipping and storage nightmare.
Behind all this mess of boxes, there are actual people and there's machines.
The deal would streamline everything.
And there is a boardroom back here.
It would be with a global company that's interested in selling and distributing Brad's boxes all over the world.
And this is where our designers are going to go.
The company doesn't want to be identified to avoid tipping off the competition, but Brad figures the order could be for a mind-boggling 250 million boxes.
This is our boardroom. It's piled behind all the skids. And our marketing and sales room, but that's our mail-out room. We could squeeze through, but I don't think it'd be a good idea. Well, if this deal goes through, the company could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
But now, profit margins are thin, just a few cents a box. Natalie, Brad's wife, does the books.
So then we're trying to figure out what product's been shipped.
And Brad's feeling the strain.
He doesn't really talk about it. Like he knows I get very nervous and very stressed. So he just keeps it in, and he shows me all the excitement, but a lot of the stuff that if he's stressed out, I
don't tell anybody.
The stress began building here in Brad's home 2 years ago, after he borrowed $50,000 from family and friends and went into business. This is Brad's living room just before Christmas, jam-packed with 200,000 boxes. Each had to be packaged by hand. Brad's brother remembers the panic.
So I'm like, you gotta call somebody. So he's like, you know what, you're right. So the next day, instead of the 10 friends and family, he called and hired 20 people to work double shifts to make this deadline.
Here they're smiling. It didn't last long.
Some of them were there 20 hours a day, 22 hours a day. People were falling asleep at the table where they were packing it. And it was hilarious. We're basically assuming all the risks.
But now, with so much riding on the big deal, Brad knows he needs to bolster his chances of landing it. There's no way his equipment can produce the 250 million boxes Brad thinks his client will want. So he's come to Toronto with Terry, a salesman he's hired. Their sights are set on Tri-City, a big printer.
So right now there's 3 lines here.
They want Tri-City to partner on the potential deal.
Any of these lines
Phil is Tri-City's part owner and VP.
The volumes that can reach, you'll see in the presentation, could be up to like 300 million if we get into all their stores. It's sick. It looks ridiculous.
300 million.
300 million units. And they have distribution to 50,000 stores. It is real. It's very, very real.
Brett?
Yeah.
An order for 300 million? Time to call in Brian, the company president.
Just so you know, Brett, I've given Brian some of the details. I haven't given them all. Is this what you specialize in?
All our focus is strictly gift boxes. That's all we're selling. That's all we're producing. That's all we're doing is gift boxes.
And it's not a product somebody's going to throw out. You know, a child is going to keep it on the shelf in the bedroom, and it brings joy to them.
It's a little over the top, but it seems to be working.
You know what I do when I'm buying gifts? I run out and buy them at the last minute, and I'm trying to wrap it in my car.
There you go. You're just like
And I got tape out here, paper, this I can stick it on front.
You are interested, though, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely interested.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we did.
This is going so well, Brad's starting to think even bigger.
Would you guys consider selling this company?
Oh, an RP.
To us?
Everything's for sale.
Fantastic.
A buyout? Maybe sometime.
Thanks, Phil.
But for now, to boost his credibility, Brad needs a major printer like Tri-City to be part of the big presentation. But after he leaves, Tri-City's president is skeptical.
If the market's that big, it's almost surprising nobody hasn't thought of it before.
Will Tri-City go for it, or is Brad's plan spinning out of control? We'll see. Back in Ottawa, there's only 2 days left until the presentation. Brad's rehearsing.
By having our processes set up properly with state-of-the-art equipment, we can do just-in-time deliveries.
In the warehouse, it's make-work projects. There's not much else to do. Orders have slowed to a trickle. Regular sales calls have been put on hold. Some sales trips canceled. Everything is focused on hitting the home run. Brad knows it's a gamble.
By next week, I want to have an agreement. If there's no agreement, then we have to run our business. We can't just sit and wait for them to decide, whatever.
The company's future is at stake, but Brad isn't telling Natalie.
When she gets stressed, I see her stressed, I get more stressed. So I thought, I'll just carry the burden myself, and I'll figure it out.
2 days later,
horrible sleep.
Toronto, a hotel lobby. 30 minutes to the presentation.
There's no reason why they're not going to go for this. They have to go for it. If you find any spelling mistakes, I don't want to know. When you read it, go on, please. I start thinking about, okay, well, why would they ask us so many times, have you been talking with so-and-so?
And now for Brad, his family, and investors, the moment has come.
So how are you?
Good, excited, nervous.
And what do you know? Phil from Tri-City is here. He's going to sit in on the presentation. Having him along will certainly help. Our camera isn't allowed into the meeting. In fact, the client is so concerned about secrecy, we can't even go near their building. 2 hours later...
Underestimate their interest. Well, we did the presentation. They said our presentation was one of the top-tier presentations they've ever seen, which is phenomenal. And
But do they have a signed contract?
No. Well, you guys want to make a toast?
But Brad's not worried at all.
To this huge opportunity that will make our product worldwide known.
I can't wait to be debt-free. Salute.
Back at Tri-City, Phil, the business veteran, isn't so sure it's a done deal.
But until the money's on the table, it doesn't really mean a lot.
That night in Ottawa, Brad, the business rookie, is still in celebration mode.
Easy, hello, good.
So it's going to be great. We're going to dessert tonight?
Yes.
Go celebrate? Yes. Oh, yeah, it's huge. Go to the place where we first met.
Yeah, but it doesn't exist anymore.
Still the same restaurant. We'll be definitely one of the fastest growing pub in Canada, which is absolutely fantastic.
Brad still believes it's can't miss.
I'm not doing this for anything other than my family. That those little guys and us, and we'll have the life that we want.
Do we have all the boxes in here now?
And he's convinced Chris DeRuiter, an investment banker, to quit his job and come on board to handle the expected expansion.
With that being my background and being as excited as I was about the market opportunity of this, it was very hard to ignore. We could start analyzing Phil's business.
Brad and Chris expect to finalize the big deal tomorrow.
We're 99.999991.
Are you 0.9? 99.9?
I'm almost 100, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta stop talking about it. I'm getting nervous.
Next day, the call is expected any moment.
Oh, come on, let's go.
Just gotta call him next hour.
Makes it worse though.
Gotta call him
Staying
an
around.
hour.
Finally, the call comes.
Easier boxes. Brad speaking, may I help you?
It's not what Brad expected.
Then really the people who are going to get hit the hardest are us. It's my company.
The distributor only wants 25 million boxes, 1/10 the expected order.
We halted on everything, and it's basically stressful. So like
Brad tries to save the deal.
Basically, we're at the mercy of your company, and in essence, you guys can close us.
But the distributor won't budge.
You're gonna try for 25 million, 36 months? Okay. Because I have some strategies in my mind on how we can, even though it's not that large volume, how we can make it work. Yes, pressure. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
They can do their homework, in there.
No. Yeah. Because they're just not sure, because it's such a new product. They're not sure, what the sales volume is like.
Is that enough of a commitment from them?
$15 million in revenue. So that's not bad. Over 3 years.
Just 25 million boxes. No need to buy Tri-City, the Toronto printer, but it's enough to keep the company going. And Brad, he's making no apologies for dreaming big.
Us having that energy and that buzz, even if it's not where we expected it would be, it's still worth it. It's still worth it, and we're still excited.
We lived our little drama.
Time for a thank you party for friends and family who helped Brad get this far.
Thank you everybody for coming. There's obviously a reason why we're having you here. Uncle Alain, tu veux voir Uncle Alain? Va voir Uncle Alain. I look at my family, I look at the responsibilities that come with that. And I look at the financial risk. It scares me. When you take the responsibility of financial risk on a family, it's different when you have 20 investors, and they have families, and a lot of them are your friends who have families, and they're taking a chance by investing in something that you believe in. I'm not very emotional. I don't cry. This has been... So, anyways, thank you, all of you.
Brad may not be a millionaire yet, but he is moving up in the world, knowing his kids won't have to grow up where he did. For Venture, I'm Chris Goldrick.